Anybody that's writing a book right now, get to the fucking point. I feel like I'm not interested in learning technical stuff anymore. I'm more so interested in learning how to like strengthen my own high level thinking. Mm-hmm. And I feel like every single time I get to a new stage in thinking and mindset, number one, everyone around me does better. And I feel like I'm better at providing the tools to those around me to do better. Mm-hmm. And I feel like my businesses do better because I'll never be the financial expert. I'll never be the e-commerce expert. I'll never, or like SEO expert. I'll never like do this. I'll never do that. But thinking the way that top level thinkers think, I think is the key. Mm. And that's what I tend to listen to versus different strategies on how to do certain things. So basically, what does your information diet look like? The problem that I see in today's, influencer landscape or whatever, coaches and stuff like that put out content and put out books and put out this and put out that, whatever. Having the Audible account and having, multiple books, stuff like that, I've come to the realization that, number one, the majority of stuff is a bunch of bullshit. Mm-hmm. Number two, it's full of fluff. Number three, a lot of it's written by people that have no credibility in the space that they're writing about or shouldn't be writing about what they're writing about because they haven't gone through enough to be considered an expert. Mm-hmm. And number four, they never get to the point. And for me, I feel like I'm always trying to learn new things. I'm not trying to say that I'm not, but at the end of the day, you had better get to the fucking point real quick and not waste my time, mm-hmm. because my time is worth way more than the fluff that is in your book. So anybody that's writing a book right now, get to the fucking point. Like, I would much rather listen to something. I actually bought this app. I tried it, but I didn't really. The problem with this one app was it didn't provide, I feel, enough. But this one app, it was a really good concept, actually. It's called like 12-minute book or some shit like that.
Yeah,
you heard
interesting,
that?
Yeah.
They don't have all of the stuff that I'd like, but it was a really interesting concept. So I was like, oh, fuck. Like, it takes me about 15 minutes to get into work. I'm going to listen to like a book a day. It makes actual sense, right? But it didn't really like... I don't know if there's a correlation between like listening to something for an extended period of time in that mindset that helps you retain stuff versus a hyper summarized book or content or whatever. But I didn't feel like I was getting my money's worth out of this compressed situation. But I feel if somebody could strategically put together books in order to allow someone to extract extremely key points, mm-hmm. that would be extremely valuable. Mm-hmm. Because I think, this book that I'm listening to now, or was, call it 20 hours. Like, I'm already like multiple hours in. And it's just, it's very hard to listen to.
The analogy that I kind of think of right now is just like working out. If you were to work out, let's say 6 days a week for, let's say, an hour every single workout, and you're spending 6 hours working out, and let's say that you're doing exercises like a side lateral glute kickback, and you're doing this random fucking one arm tricep thing, and just like random fucking exercises, and you're changing it up every single week.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fluff in your workout program that's not actually giving you any results at all. And especially if there's no repetition, there's no actual progressive overload, you're not making any progress.
Yeah.
One of the keys to a good workout program is you stick to the basics and you just do you execute on the basics as best as you fucking can, and you progress that over time, and your body will actually adapt and improve.
Yeah.
the way that I look at it in terms of like what you were saying with these books is that if you were to just have 20 hours of a book, like, yeah, you're spending more time in it, you're working out for longer, you might see some progress because it's better than just nothing at all.
Yeah.
And okay, a 15-minute hyper focus, here's the best possible thing. That's also okay, but it's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
Your optimal thing is having that condensed, like, hyper focus information, but repeating it a few extra times.
Yeah.
Maybe not up to 20 hours because that's just almost like, it's just too much. It's just overkill. But if you were to re-listen to, like, let's say, for example, in theory, you were to take that 15-minute book and you were to listen to it every day of the week, Monday to Friday, and you listen to it 5 times.
Yeah.
Arguably, you'd be a fucking expert in that book, and you could probably teach somebody that book, and you're only spent 1 hour and 15 minutes in it, right? That's probably the key, is adding a little bit of repetition into it.
Maybe.